now time for Big D Energy with four-time Stanley Cup champ Darren McCarty and the golden voice of Neal Ruhl. Live on the Woodward Sports Network, 99.1 and 93.5 The Roar, the Woodward Sports app, and anywhere you listen to podcasts. Let's talk some sports. It's Big D Energy.
Yo, welcome back, everybody. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. My name is Neal Ruhl. That guy over there, D-Mac, Darren McCarty, decked out in his Stanford sweatshirt, is T-Foss, Terry Foster.
It's not a sweatshirt.
What is it?
It's a long-sleeve T-shirt.
Now, Stanford's in the West, right? That's
in
where
the West.
The Dodgers went. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Now, would you ever wear that long sleeve out at Stanford?
Not when I was up there.
That's what I'm saying.
Too
So
hot. In the evening,
Okay.
I would.
Just wondering. Very
Because
stylish.
it's near the wine country and it's hot as hell during the day and it chills at night, so you can get those right grapes.
Oh.
So, T-Foss, do you ever look at it this way and say, hey, she went to Stanford for free and this T-shirt cost me $125,000? You ever look at it that way?
I never thought about it that way, but you could say that.
Yeah, so see, there you go. That's how I would look at it anyway.
Okay. I am
about the
proud
bag,
and
about the
happy that
bag.
she went there and graduated in 4 years and made the dean's list and everything.
That is big time, man.
Class
Absolutely
president.
big time. There you go.
And now what is she?
She is working in Chicago for Boston Consulting Group.
Very proud.
And she's in one of those big old high-rises
American dream, man.
on the Chicago River.
On the Chicago River. That's,
Right.
Yeah, that's big time. That is absolutely big time.
It is. And still trying to bum money from me.
That's big time, too.
Making
Not on that
way
brand.
more money than we did.
We got Sam Flannel here in the house. We got Spencer Raxter as well. It is his birthday next Monday. He'll be at the Coliseum. He wants everybody to know that.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that. You know, he wants everybody in on that. So,
Especially the
suffice
strippers.
to
Make
say.
sure they know.
Yeah. Get involved on our live chat thread on the YouTube channel, Detroit Dabber 313. What up, though? It's like a rite of passage every morning. I don't know how Dabber does it. Everyone's gunning for him, but it's hard. It's hard to get to the top. It's even harder to stay there. But
He's got the algorithm.
Whatever
He's like
it is.
Roman Reigns. I notice you, Dabber.
Tammy Chin, our YouTube chat thread. Prospects Camp has officially started in Traverse City. Is that true, D-Mac?
If Tammy says it is, then it's gold. No, absolutely. No, that
We should go to Traverse City.
I agree, Terry. I put that out there about 12 times already. So we'll see.
Yeah.
And was it rejected 12 times?
I'm still thrown in the universe every time I walk through this place. So I agree. But yeah, and just a side note, and that talking to Yuri Fisher, that, head of development and stuff like this, guys were reporting in this week and head up there after having their physicals, and the coaching staff. There's excitement there. And I use Yuri Fisher sort of as a template because, as Coach Derek Lalonde said, it's that Eastern Bloc, no BS.
Yeah.
Like if I say, hey, Yuri Fisher would be a great one to have the J.J. McCarthy, Cade McNamara, because he would tell you, in his opinion, which guy sucked and which guy didn't. So that's what you need, right? It's the transparency and the honesty to be able to move forward. But yeah, for all these young guys, for anybody going up to Traverse City for prospect camp or training
Hey,
camp.
D-Mac, you better watch yourself. Neal is fired up about this whole Michigan quarterback thing, man. You might get your
a little bit
late.
a little bit later on in the show.
I might have needled it a little.
I'm gonna have to address some stuff that goes on the other show. Of course, the Ermanni and Edwards with Maz. There's a disclaimer in there. You have to include Maz on there. So with Maz, I'm giving you your flowers. I'm noticing a disturbing trend with the Michigan folk, and we do have to address it. But this is a great segue, and I appreciate Michael Daniel in our YouTube chat thread because he's going right into it. Says, "Good morning, Motor City. Do I have to get Prime Network just to watch the game tonight? And are you effing kidding me?" Well, Michael, thank you for that great segue into the show. Yes, you do. And T-Foss has already said he's out. He's not doing it.
I can't do it.
D-Mac has said, well, he's going to cave and he's going to do it.
It's the NFL tax. It's the NFL tax. Hats off.
But you know what? If you get tonight's game,
Terry.
don't you get a discount at Whole Foods supermarket?
Yeah, they give you a little love at Whole Foods, yeah.
So, yeah, you get some love.
Oh, that's great marketing. Great marketing. And here's the one thing, right? It's not it's not Seattle versus Jacksonville, right? This is a, what did you call it today?
A must-see game that I will not see.
Premier
game.
I think you said premier. So if we were talking fish language, this would be Man United versus Chelsea in the premier. But you have San Diego facing Kansas City, Patrick Mahomes, Justin Herbert.
Fellas, how does Thursday night football, where you can't see, get a better game than Monday night and Sunday night football?
It just goes to show you the NFL rules the world because they can. Because it's their world. They're the you know.
So are they now shrouded in secrecy now? We can't see the game?
No, some people will. And as Neal has always said, they got their bag.
They got the
their
check.
money. How much money did Amazon or whatever? So the NFL doesn't care. This is just showing that they don't really care about you. They know that they've put it in. What did you say, Neal? They've already baked it in to the process of the fee.
Yeah.
Who's not going to pay? Who's going to try to stream it and steal it? And it's going to buffer in and buffer out. They don't care, Terry. But that's the NFL.
Right. And so, you know, it's one of those things, too, in the YouTube chat thread. Lewis M. says, who doesn't have Amazon Prime, though? Well, Tifos is one of those guys. And he's not doing it. So let's YouTube chat poll it. You going to subscribe to Amazon Prime to watch the NFL? Yes, most of you are. You are. Like, just, you can lie to me and you can jump on here and you can tell me about, well, I'm going to go to this site and stream it and stuff like that. Number one, that site's going to buffer on you about 10 times tonight, probably in a big moment of the game. Most of you are going to do it. D-Mac's honest.
Shout out Stream East.
All right, let me ask you something.
But it's going to buffer on you at some point.
Do you think I'm a liar or am I a truth monger?
No, I believe you.
Truth.
I'm not getting
You're not doing it. I believe you.
But you're a small percentage. When you say either doesn't have it, isn't going to get it, or whatever, and just say, forget it, I'm not watching. When you say that's a small percentage?
Yeah, you're in the minority, Terry.
Okay.
You're in the minority.
I just wanted you to believe me. That's all.
Yeah, and a lot of people saying I already have Prime though, and that's my point. Like, you guys are already accounted for. You guys are already baked in.
Only boomers don't have Prime.
Well, yeah, that is true. Boomer.
Yeah,
you don't have.
See, I love T-Floss right there because you take all the air out of the balloon. There's nowhere to go. Only boomers don't have Prime. Yeah,
that is true. And Honey Bun told me we ain't getting it.
Well, your daughter might have it in Chicago.
Huh?
Your daughter might have it in Chicago.
She probably, I should steal her
That's what I'm
saying.
And stuff. Borrow it. She is a child. Get some of that $125K back.
Now, and Rack says it well, too. I believe it's on NFL Plus as well, but you still need to subscribe to that also, which is true. If you don't want to go the Prime route, you can subscribe to NFL Plus. I think it's like $7 or $8 a month or whatever that is.
You get the Red Zone.
You get... Yeah, you do get the Red Zone with that, right?
Yeah.
But you can't get it, because I'm Team Roku over at the house. All the TVs are Rokus, everything like that. You can't get NFL Plus on a Roku, though, right?
You cannot.
You cannot. So that's the rub for me, because I would do that all day. Hell, I would just pay for Red Zone.
Right.
Yeah, I'll give you $10 a month for Red Zone.
I think a lot of people do.
It's
the best way to watch. It's changed the way to watch.
But you have to have some sort of the TV service to get the Red Zone.
Isn't it Apple TV now?
Is that what it is?
I think it's Apple TV's Red Zone. Yeah.
You can see. I don't even know. Like we have lost the pressure.
For sure.
We've lost track. We've lost our way. YouTube chat poll. You're going to subscribe to Amazon Prime to watch the NFL. 62% of you say no, but you guys don't count that already have it because you are subscribing to it. So technically, your answer should be yes.
And if you had Amazon Prime, go watch The Boys. Because that is a fantastic show. Fantastic show.
Yeah.
When is the NBA Finals going to be on Amazon Prime?
Oh,
it's soon.
Man, no.
It's all going. It's going to be Apple and Amazon. That's what's going to be next. And you're already seeing it too. Apple TV is going to get the NFL Sunday ticket, and they're going to pay over $1 billion a year for it, to the point where they can't even turn a profit. It's going to be a loss leader for them. But why are they doing it, Terry? The same reason they're going to do the MLS thing, because you have to have it to increase your portfolio as a viable TV network. That's why. It's almost like advertising, more or less.
Well, I fell for the fake last night. This is non-sports, but I wanted to watch this show, Power, Raising Canaan. And so what they did is they allowed me to see the very first show. So I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to watch the rest of the series. Now I have to subscribe to Showtime and some other crap, but I can't watch. I can watch the first show, but the next 10 I can't watch.
Right. Truck Kun says Sunday Ticket was ass on Sunday, though, which I heard it was. They had some streaming issues and stuff like that. I was out of town, so fortunately I didn't have to sit there and suffer through that. The Boys getting a lot of love, by the way, as well. What's the premise on that?
It's like it's about superheroes, but it's like
all right. I'll talk to you later.
No,
all right. So updating the YouTube chat poll.
Of superheroes.
You're going to subscribe to Amazon Prime.
I think it's cool.
Yeah, it's really. It's like if Marvel was real, but they're Disney. So like they're this multi-billion-dollar conglomerate organization. They're all actually pieces of shit in real life, and it's real gory, it's sick. It's really good. I think you'd like it, Neal, honestly. There's a lot of money involved. Like a lot of money works. Salary cap stuff.
Don't lie to me to try to get to watch your superhero
I swear
stuff.
to God.
Wait a minute, they got a salary cap with superheroes?
Yeah, they're like celebrities, and it's like multi-billion-dollar company that runs the world. This pharmaceutical entertainment company. They're making movies about these superheroes. It's really good, and they're all actually like pieces of shit in real life. So. It's really good. AC
says the poll is skewed that way because most viewers of this show are boomers. Are they really? I don't gather that. Are they?
I don't think so.
I don't think boomers
medium.
on the internet.
Especially like a YouTube channel or woodwardsports.com.
Yeah. YouTube, internet, apps, those are not boomers.
Okay.
Boomers are still typewriters, maybe computers.
Go Blue says, oh my God, I agree with Neal on something. I hate all the comic book superhero crap. Unfortunately, that seems like 80% of the movies now. See, Go Blue, you and I can coexist. In about 2 segments, though, we're not. But for now, we are. So,
and guess what? I'm with you, too. I hate superhero shit.
I do, too, man. I'm not.
You
it's not
just
my
have
thing.
no imagination.
Yeah, I know. That's what it is. I'm just too rooted in reality.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what it is. I
got
don't know.
you back, Spence. It's not even what you can't.
Yeah.
We can't die on any hill. You just let them go, and then they'll fizzle out.
Oh yeah.
GW the Kid. Here's the thing. Slowly but surely, everything's going to cost you money. Just like we need cable to watch TV when all you needed was an antenna. And we're going to see the continued break-off factions of it. And you're going to have to go without some stuff. See, like in the end, I guess that's what everything boils down to, right? It's where if you're an organization, if you're the NFL, you're going to have to sacrifice some viewership for dollars. That's just the way that it is. And you have to make that decision.
But we're already paying for it. We have cable TV. So we're watching the NFL. That's not free. NBA's not free. NHL's not free. MLB's not free. We're paying $100 to $200, some people $300 a month.
Not me, my friend.
You a pirate?
No, I'm not. I'm not a pirate per se. I pick and choose. I pick and choose.
I don't want to be a pirate.
I pick and choose the services that I like, and then I go without the ones that I don't. Like I'm not getting Apple TV. I'm just not. Now I may reassess.
When our bill creeps up now and then, we just call the cable
and threaten to
company,
leave.
bitch you at them, say we're going to leave, and they say, oh wait, we got a new package that we just came out with where you get more for less.
My dad's been doing that for 40 years.
Funny how that happens.
Yeah.
I'm going to go to WoW. I'm going to go to this. They'll give me half the price, and then boom, you get all this free stuff.
Yeah. So that's what it is for me. That's why I'm Team ESPN Plus, as me and DMAC have talked about before. Greatest value in television by far.
Absolutely.
Far and away.
And I guess the whole thing is that which gives you the least path of resistance, right, to get to what you want to watch. Because now it's like I got to go, like Terry said, I got to watch this, and then I got to subscribe to that and go to that. ESPN Plus is great. Football, some people were saying that you can get the Red Zone on the YouTube TV is a big one now, too.
But that's the same thing. That's cable. Yeah, your cable subscription. You don't call it cable, but YouTube TV is cable.
Right.
That's what it is.
You see a lot of fire sticks. All the bootlegs, different stuff like that. So, to the point where somebody says is that you can watch everything, on the internet. Yeah, you can get there. It's just about what speed do you want to consume it at.
Right. And that's where it is. And there are going to be people that subscribe to Amazon Prime. But guess what, guys? Amazon, when they cut this check to the NFL, they knew that. And the NFL knew that. And the NFL knew that they were going to be sacrificing viewership to some degree. But guess what? The bag was bigger. And the bag always wins.
Bag always wins.
All right, can I ask a question for all the whippersnappers?
Sure.
The young What do you get with Amazon Prime?
The boys.
The boys. Oh, that stupid show? Nah.
You get free shipping on all the, you get Prime shipping on all the stuff that you buy, which is big. And Terry, the technology, like with their app, if you want something, you push a button, and boom, it's coming to the house the next day. Most of the time.
Okay.
Most of the time, it's coming. It is. I get what you're saying, but once it's in your life, my wife with smart speakers was like this. She's like, those are dumb. Smart speakers are dumb. And I love it. Like, I love it in the kitchen. I turn on Woodward on the smart speaker, or turn on the game or whatever while I'm cooking or anything like that.
Turn on your second furnace.
Turn on the second furnace. All of it. Now she can't live without it. Like, as she's cooking or whatever, you set a timer. Boom, it's done. You don't have to go to the oven and set the timer. You just talk and it sets a timer. Like, people, they know that though. People are going to do it, and the bag is undefeated. Big Boy is undefeated too. The burgers, the loaded fries, for a limited time only. They are there at Big Boy. It's not just a Slim Jim, it's the Big Jim. The chili cheese is such a tease. Guess what else is new? It's the Bacon Blue. Upgrade those fries. Don't just be eating mid-fries when you could have chili cheese on your fries, or baked potato fries, or nacho fries. Ain't nothing mid about the upgraded fries at Big Boy. Satisfy those taste buds at Big Boy. It's a Detroit institution.
Burgers and fries.
You're an ugly guy, and that's okay because you've outkicked your coverage with your significant other. Well, that's good news for you. Their hotness and your notness could get you front row tickets. The Woodward Sports Network is giving you a chance to sit front row for the Detroit versus Washington football game. That's right. We're looking for the ugliest guy and the hottest girl. So fellas, come on. If you know you've outkicked your coverage, here's your chance. Post a pic of you and your superior-looking partner on Twitter or Instagram with hashtag Woodward Front Row. Follow us and tag at Woodward Sports. Hurry, because we'll be selecting a winner September 16th. We can't wait to see you. Well, her. From the network that always outkicks the competition. Woodward Sports.
Fellas, let's be honest. We like things to be easy. We like simple stuff, like sports 7 days a week. We like things uncomplicated, like Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Sign in, sit down, watch your favorite team play. And before you know it, your hair will be game ready. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
Life is full of hard choices. We're here to make one of life's biggest decisions as simple as possible. My name is Christina Gennari, and for over 20 years, I've helped hundreds of families buy and sell homes. We cover all of Metro Detroit and more, from large luxury homes to starter homes. We will work hard to make sure that you get the home of your dreams. So if you're in the market today or even thinking about buying or selling in the future, make the obvious choice. Christina Gennari, the obvious choice in real estate. Visit us at soldchristina.com today.
Chili peppers, Dan.
Oh, hi, Neal Ruhl for Chili Peppers Tanning, where you can join the Pepper Club, get access to all the best deals, and you can take a look at all the unlimited tanning options as well. They'll beat every competitor's price by at least $5. Chili Peppers Tanning, the hottest bulbs, the hottest deals, and the darkest tans. Go to chilipepperstanning.com, find out which one of their 26 Metro Detroit locations work best for you. And oh, by the way, if there's not one close enough, just wait a few minutes. They're building more as we speak. It's Chili Peppers Tanning, y'all.
Chili peppers, Dan.
Still better when Fish does it. Back at it, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal Ruhl, D-Mac, Darren McCarty, T-Falls, Terry Foster, Detroit sports media icon, Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter here in the building. Also, we are doing it. Just wrapping up that whole NFL Amazon Prime discussion, DNC, ENT. The NFL is making Thursday night games must-see. They are cornering us to have no choice but to subscribe to these services. And that's it. Make no mistake. This Chiefs-Chargers game, oh, by the way, it's the first Prime game. You see them working right now. But it's not going to change. It's only the bag was bigger. So they don't care what you have to do to get the games. Because guess what? You're going to do it. Because you're addicted. I feel like Matthew McConaughey in Wolf of Wall Street right now. You're going to have another idea, another stock, because you're addicted. We're addicted to it.
That's what it is. And the NFL knows it. And then they pick up the bag, right? And then they go, oh, you guys figure it out.
Right.
Here's a
You know
great
what's going to
game
happen
on a Thursday
tonight?
night.
It's going to be like 45-41. Somebody's going to come back from 28 points down to win it on a last-second 70-yard touchdown pass or something stupid like that.
And it's going to be Mike Williams who catches that touchdown pass.
His first catch and only catch of the night, right?
No.
Real quickly, the away fan, I'd rather buy local even if it means paying a little more. And look, the away fan, generally I'm with you, but let's be real. It's not even so much the money as it is the time. I push a button and it shows up at my house. You're not going to overcome that.
And I want the consistency of where to find it, that I know.
Because it saves time.
That's what it is.
It's time-based, man. I'm like Prince Fielder. I got kids. They got jiu-jitsu and soccer and dance and football. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's time. It's all time-based. So that's where it breaks down to. Detroit Lions, Washington Commanders. I don't know why they just don't call them the D.C. Commanders. I think that flows a little bit better.
That is better. Yeah.
I've thought about that a lot. But T-Foss, Lions offensive line, banged up. Ragnow, Decker, Kramer all missed practice on Tuesday. We had a maintenance day, I guess, for DeAndre Swift. He had no practice on Wednesday as well. No practice for Michael Brocker. So, T-Foss, here we go, man. I mean, look, I'm not going to cry. I'm not going to say the sky is falling. But it's the reality at the same time.
It's actually not. Are you showing up Friday to practice? If you are, you're good.
And that's true.
I don't buy all this. Oh, they missed practice on Monday or Wednesday. Are you showing up Thursday or Friday? If you are, then you're playing. I'm not worried one bit.
And D-Mac, I'm not worried either. Like, I'm not sky is falling. Ragnow was out there last week. To my eye test, it looked like he held his own, but I wasn't, exclusively focusing on him every single play. I know some of the Pro Football Focus grades weren't the best with him or whatever, but I know what I have with Ragnow when he's on the field. I know, he showed us in the past, so I know. I'm not overly concerned yet.
I'm more about Warrior's full practice. I'm more about the guys that are injured coming off, who's getting back in the lineup. So what Terry said, it's maintenance, getting yourself ready. Are you looking to see who misses practice on Friday and who's not there for the walkthrough, and then you'll know more. We thought last week that Frank Ragnow wasn't going to play, and then he got better and ended up, he's an integral part of that offensive line. So that doesn't bother me. I'd rather see DeAndre Swift, and I think that it said ankle or whatever, but just maintenance. I mean, Neal, practice.
I think we're going to get through the course of the season and next year, we're going to get a lot of guys out on Wednesday because of Dan Campbell. I think a guy just walk up to Dan Campbell and say, you know what, my butt hurts today. He's going to say, hey, man, just sit down, man, on Wednesday. We'll see you on Friday. Man.
No, but, and are you all right with that, though?
I'm fine with that.
I am, too. Like, I keep hearing people around town talk about, well, you got to take the knocks and you got to be at practice and stuff like that. Like, the playbook at this point. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially for the vets and things like that. Let's ask D-Mac about it. I mean, for real, no BS. How valuable is practice? I know it's different for you because you guys play so many games when you played. But for real, how valuable is it?
No, it's valuable, and especially for younger guys, guys that haven't had as many games or as much time in the league. It's more important for them. Once you realize what you need to do to be ready for that game on Sunday, and the difference is they got 17 games, right? We had 82 games, but as the season gets going, usually installing system and stuff like that is more training camp into the beginning of the season. But and especially with Scotty Bowman, it was never a question if you needed time off or err on the side of missing practice. And I even speak of that as a younger guy, right? So even in the early mid-90s, that Scotty was always that way. So, but here's the one thing, right? If you miss practice and you're working on getting better physically and stuff like that. But if mentally and systems-wise you do not execute your game plan, then you're not going to be able to miss any more practices.
Yeah.
You're going to have to suck it up. So you have to be able to show that you're responsible enough to study your film work, to know what you're going to have to do. But if you go out and listen, some of the best players in the world, I was the third worst practice player in history. Second was Luke Robitaille, and number one is your fearless leader, hashtag Wiser Plan 1919.
1919.
Yeah, here's a story, right? Stevie always wanted to lead the drills, right? So he'd get a puck, Scott, he'd say whatever, and Stevie'd go and do whatever he wanted. Marty Lapointe would go second, or Drapes or whatever like that, and they'd do exactly what Stevie said, but it wasn't what Scotty said, so they get yelled at. Right? You know what I'm saying? So different strokes for different folks, but at the end of the day, it's about winning. And can we not all agree that if this is the best chance for the Detroit Lions to win against Washington on Sunday, this is all part of coaching too. Coaching decisions to keep guys out. Terry, is it not? This is all part of coaching also,
Right.
not just
I think
on the
he's
field.
going to err on the caution for his players. Now, we call him a player's coach, man. So, if a guy says, I don't feel good today, Dan Campbell's going to say, sit your ass down. We don't need you today.
But you don't have the luxury of depth, too, right? You only have certain players. So if you're counting on these guys, like, say, a Swift, like, say, a Decker, like, say, a Ragnar, these guys are sort of at the top talent-wise of your team and key to your success. And then you're going to, whatever it takes to make sure that they're as close to 100% on Sundays as it can be.
True. You used to miss practice all the time? Calvin Johnson.
Yeah.
How did that work out for him?
It was okay. He got a gold jacket.
okay.
What
It
about,
got
what about Barry?
Barry didn't practice.
Yeah.
I mean, he'd be there.
Yeah.
But he wouldn't do
Well,
much.
all these guys will be there and get in preparation. A lot of it is treatment. And as the season goes on, it's about the treatment. So the time that I spend on the table or with the trainers working through some of my issues benefits me more a few days later. In the NHL, it's different when it comes to playoffs because you're playing every other day.
Right.
So you have to get in that mentality. You very rarely, if you just needed some maintenance and stuff, would skate you in the playoffs.
It's interesting you say that too, Terry, about Calvin Johnson, because who did he have at his Hall of Fame induction? Trainers.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Those
people
are
that kept
people.
him on the field. Those are his people, man. It wasn't coaches or, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't people like that. It was the trainers and the people that kept his body on the line. And D-Mac, going back to something you said about Steve Yzerman, and notice the names we're talking about. You said Steve Yzerman's the worst practice player. Barry Sanders never practiced. Because I think this, I truly think this, and I know this runs anti to what we're conditioned to think and what we're told. I think when you're that great, that you can't replicate what comes over you when you're in a game at the highest level.
About practice.
Yeah, I know AI. I don't think that you benefit from not being in the environment. You can't recreate that environment when you're great. You just can't. I don't think. That's just.
It's harder to consistently do it, or maybe it's easier to focus, on a lot of different things. I'm just going through my head right here, but some of the greatest, Mario Lemieux missed 3 years. He didn't really ever practice and stuff like that. One of the greatest hockey players of all time. So I think it depends on different guys. I think what's more important now is this is part, I look at it, part of coaching for Dan Campbell, because to not push the guys too hard, to know what they need. And there's honesty, I believe, between the players and the coach in that locker room. Like honesty where as from a player's perspective, he can be 100% honest and not think that it's going to affect his playing time or whatever, to say, hey, I need some time off. I think that's the communication, and when you come to players coach, that's what it means. Who can you lay it out to instead of having to go, well, I can't say this because that's going to affect me and he's going to look down on me. And I think in past regimes in the Lions, that's the way it's been.
If you want to win some tickets to the Lions game, you'll need some honesty, right, Sam Flannel?
Yeah, you have to have outkicked your coverage. The Woodward Sports Network is giving you a chance to sit front row for the Detroit versus Washington football game. That's right, we're looking for the ugliest guy and the hottest girl. So, fellas,
What a great promotion.
You've outkicked your coverage, here is your chance. All of us in here have outkicked their coverage, and Spencer outkicks his coverage every damn weekend. Hey, but I know.
Damn right.
But today I am at least feeling like a soft 7.5. I woke up a little confident. So post a pic of you and your superior-looking partner on Twitter or Instagram with hashtag Woodward Front Row. Follow us and tag at Woodward Sports. Hurry, because we'll be selecting a winner September 16th. So post that pic today.
It took exploring 50 different formulas and hosting countless taste tests, but we believe Gypsy Vodka is the smoothest vodka on the market. Don't believe us? Ask the owners.
We're Mike and Adam Kazanowski with High Five Spirits Distillery. We're in close to about 1,200 locations throughout Michigan. We wanted to create a brand that was geared more towards freedom, love, adventure, and at the end of the day, we really wanted to tell a story that inspired other people to take risk, follow their dreams, whatever that might be.
A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man-meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
You've heard us talk a lot here at the Woodward Sports Network about the Academy of Warren. So if you're interested in expanding your career, making a difference in your community, the Academy of Warren is for professionals that have a passion for working with students in the kindergarten to 8th grade department and more. So for more information on how to apply, give the Academy of Warren a call today, 586-552-8010, or visit academyofwarren.net.
Off and running, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal Ruhl, Terry Foster, Darren McCarty, Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter here. Happy to have you all with us. Jump in that YouTube chat thread. Big hello if you're watching on the all-new revamped woodwardsports.com as well. You can tap in there however you want to do it. We're glad that you are. I did want to touch on this, and I meant to get to this yesterday, so my apologies. But we do need to bring it up. A, because Spencer Raxter and the Woodward Heavyweights tried to tell y'all from draft day on. But B, I think this is a big development here. Malcolm Rodriguez was graded 5th among all rookies in week 1. Had a 73.4 grade on 46 snaps. His week 1 performance was the 5th highest rookie in week 1 grade in the last 5 seasons. Not bad for the 16th linebacker taken in the 2022 NFL draft. And T-Foss, again, this just further cements what I've said about Brad Holmes. That's how you change a football team. I don't think it's going to have, it's not going to save this season. If you're thinking playoffs, or if you're Ryan Ermanni thinking division championships, it's not going to save this season, but that's just another layer. It's another layer to the team that the early returns are looking very, very good, T-Foss.
It's a layer of the team that would never be here under Quinn Trisha.
Bing, and that's what it is.
This man would never exist. He'd be somewhere else, maybe Oakland or Seattle, and we'd be saying, damn, how come the Lions can't find a guy like that? Well, guess what? The Lions are finding guys like this. So Rodriguez, to me, is icing on the cake because, if we had the old regime where we had Matt Millen, we would just have some stale piece of bread. But now, Brad Holmes is finding some diamonds in the rough. Now, is he going to hit every round? No. There'll be some flops and everything, but Rodriguez is plus right now because he's actually playing.
Right, absolutely. And by the way, too, Jelani Tavai is still a $758,000 cap hit this year. But $750,000 a year salary cap's going to Jelani Tavai this year.
I'm going to pump the brakes just a hair, though, just in the same conversation as what we've had about, Sam Flannel, the legend killer, calling Aidan Hutchinson a bust. After one game, you can't do that.
He did. You saw it. You heard it.
It's out there in the universe. No. But again, it's the same sort of thing. What do we see this week, right? Just as we're expecting Aidan against the Carson Wentz, immobility, stuff like this, to not be neutralized or to have more of an impact or to see why he's the second overall pick. Malcolm Rodriguez, now all he's gotten through Hard Knocks and everything like that is the spotlight against him. So teams are going to focus in on him. The best thing about the weekend, though, and I love this, dude, Travis Kelce, the tight end for Kansas City, and Jason Kelce, are they related?
Yeah, they're brothers.
So they're brothers. So he's the center for Philadelphia. And just like in Hard Knocks, where Malcolm Rodriguez commented that if somebody tries to take him down, he's going to use his wrestling ability and hip toss him. Well, Jason Kelce is a Pro Bowler, an All-Pro, and stuff like this. And to listen to the brothers, you can find it online. To listen to Jason Kelce talk about Malcolm Rodriguez is a good player. That's from a Pro Bowler talking about a rookie where he said he's good, but also, too, going, hey, he got me, bro. He hipped. I thought I had him running into the end zone, and we all can do that. So what that means to me is that he's not only making noise in the stats and with the fans, but with the other players on the other team. So it's a consistency, Neal. Can he do it again this week? And he doesn't have to be the best rookie ranked guy every week or the fifth best linebacker every week, but he's got to show consistency and showing that he's doing there, and I liked it because he was around the ball.
I got that right here.
What's that?
I got that Kelce talking about him.
Oh yeah,
yeah. It's just a quick video.
Oh yeah, run that, man. If you got that, yeah, I'd like to hear that.
So I'm not gonna lie, brother. You're viral right now because of your encounter with Malcolm Rodriguez.
Yep.
Gave you a good old WWE hip toss.
It was good. I thought I had him. I was driving him in the end zone, and right at the last second, did not see it coming. It was impressive nonetheless. He's a good player, and it's not the first time I've been viral for getting my ass kicked, and I'm sure it won't be the last.
I got hip tossed by Von.
But do you understand, like, not only do I love those two guys, but just the transparency, but I mean, there is something, he's a good player. Right, so there's something that the other teams notice. So we need consistency. Coming out of this week is the Washington offensive line saying, hey, this kid's good. Because to your point and what you said is that's what Brad Holmes has been able to do, and that's the difference is hitting on these guys and having them play and being impactful.
Right, and for me, T-Foss, here's the deal with it. And Brandon Katz in YouTube chat there. It's one game. The Eagles ran all over Detroit. Rodriguez may be good, but he didn't show anything in game one. Some of the PFF stats have value. That one doesn't. And look, Brandon, I'll say that too. People use PFF when it fits their narrative and dismiss it when it doesn't, right? Like that's, PFF's become like a political crutch, it almost seems like in the world of football. But for me, it goes back to the Sewell thing with Malcolm Rodriguez for me, Brandon, where he showed he ain't no punk. Like that's what I like. And the overriding thing with Malcolm Rodriguez, Terry, is we're playing from ahead with this guy instead of playing from behind. We're always playing from behind as Lions fans. You look at the Giants winning a game in week one. You look at the Seahawks winning a game they weren't supposed to in week one. The Bears winning. We're always playing from behind. We never get the jump. And Malcolm Rodriguez got the jump, man. He's out there. And we saw it. And that excites me. I'm sorry if that excites me.
Right. And I guess what people are cautioning us, don't get too excited because it was one game. But
I know we're not used to playing from ahead. I know that. But he is.
One of the questions you asked, are teams going to focus on him yet? The answer is no. Guys will talk and say, this guy's pretty good, respect him, but they're not going to focus on him until if he does this for half a year, like 7 or 8 games. They're not going to focus on a rookie, especially a 6th-round pick this soon. Now, I'm sure coaches are telling him, you got to watch out for this dude. He's coming after you. The players just don't take it that seriously until he's got to do it a few games or maybe a couple years. Who knows?
Yeah, and like the hip toss was nice, but what I really liked was his tackle for loss on Miles Sanders, where he dipped around 2 guys lead blocking for him, got in the backfield, wrapped up Miles Sanders, and threw him to the ground. Like he made some nice plays in the game too.
Paul Thomas said nobody ever talked about Sewell being a bust. Why? Exactly, Paul. Because he showed up and balled out the entire time.
Handled Nick Bosa week one.
Went face to face with Aaron Donald. Like
yeah.
He's not for no games, man. Like that's, and not even at his position. Like came in, it didn't matter where you put him. And that I'm seeing. Look, I'm not calling him Penei Sewell or anything like that, but I'm seeing it with Malcolm Rodriguez. I don't have to hear about it. I saw it. I heard Jason Kelce talk about it. He's like, man, I was stunned.
Yeah. He's a good player.
Yeah, he got ragdolled by, and he admitted as such. He's like, kid's going to be a good player. All right, don't believe me, don't believe Terry, don't believe D-Mac, don't believe Spence. Believe Jason Kelsey, who got ragdolled.
That was my point. Not just Jason Kelsey, Pro Bowl Jason Kelsey, champion Jason Kelsey.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, a guy. So they're noticing. They're noticing.
What about this, Sam Flannel? Chris Cody says, we should have drafted a linebacker, not an edge rusher. We need linebackers.
No, at number 2 overall, you have to get a position of value at a defensive end. I never said that Aidan Hutchinson is going to be a bust. I said he played poorly in week 1.
Oh, I'm sorry. I misinterpreted.
He is going to bounce back against Washington. I believe he will. He owes it to his team to bounce back. A linebacker at number 2.
I got a question for Mr. Flannel here. Who's got a better shot at winning a gold jacket? Aidan Hutchinson or Rodrigo?
Aidan Hutchinson. Aidan Hutchinson has superstar potential. I don't see Malcolm Rodriguez as anything more than a starting linebacker in this league, which is great for a 6th-round pick. But Aidan Hutchinson, if the Lions want to be good moving forward, you better hope that Aidan Hutchinson is a gold jacket guy or at least a perennial Pro Bowler and All-Pro.
And here's the bottom line, and Terry's going to get mad at me, D-Mac, but this applies. Malcolm Rodriguez, $950,000 a year.
For how long?
Through 2025.
I'm not upset.
Bucs, right?
What I'm upset about
Bucs, right?
is when
for the
he
Bucs.
plays in this league, and if he plays well and gets his contract, Neal's going to be saying, get rid of his ass. He's making too much money.
See, that's not true.
He wanted to sign Marcus Williams.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I was all about it because there were people in the camp, the Notre Dame safety, not Todd Light. Who was it?
Kyle Hamilton.
Kyle Hamilton. That everybody was like, you had people like Easy up there saying, oh, Kyle Hamilton's a pick and let's give the safety $11 million. I was like, why do that when you can get one of the best in the game for 15 and to eliminate the guesswork? Why would you risk 11 when you can pay 15 and have the genuine article? I'll pay for quality. I got no problem paying for quality, Terry. When Penei Sewell comes up, guess what? I'm calling it now. Bag that man.
Yeah.
You better.
100%. It's a gold jacket,
You'd
dude.
be like, hey, Rodrigo, he's going to be getting $32 an hour extra. I don't want him anymore. That's what I'm afraid of with you.
Well, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it, Terry. All I know is right now it's $950,000 a year through 2025, D-Mac. So it's very Iserman-esque.
Absolutely. Well, that's that's one of the things that we talked about yesterday about the job that Brad Holmes is doing. It's just getting the books right. And then the big glaring thing is the $18 million that's on the books that they have to pay for the cap that hamstrung them this year. So if you make those draft picks and stuff like this, where you're paying guys $900,000 for 3 years, that can be impactful or whatever. Now your other one.
Did you hear me when I said you are paying Jelani Tavai $750,000 this year, right now, on this salary cap?
Anymore?
No.
Did you hear when I said that?
Yeah, it's disgusting.
You're almost paying Jelani Tavai as much as you're paying Malcolm Rodriguez this year. Wrap your heads around that, guys. Amon-Ra St. Brown's entire contract is less than Kenny Golladay makes this September.
I want Kenny Galladay's agent.
There's 2 out of the 22.
Yeah.
You have Sewell on a rookie deal. There's 3.
Jameson Williams, Hutch.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Planet Fitness fits under your salary cap as well. You're always paying for a rookie deal at Planet Fitness, the official studio sponsor of Woodward Sports, home of the judgment-free zone. You can work out just $10 a month for access to your home club. You're a baller, shot caller, upgrade to the black card. Only $24.99 per month. Get you unlimited guest privileges, hydro massage, access to over 2,000 Planet Fit Nye around the world with unlimited guest privileges. Yes, it's awesome. I was there today training for that 10K, getting in that 5.5-mile run today, listening to podcasts and things like that, just trying to mentally project myself anywhere else but the fact that I'm on a treadmill for 55 minutes. But we got the job done, and we always do at Planet Fitness. It's the best gym in the game, everybody. That's what I'm telling you. I've been working out there a couple years. I love it. Go to planetfitness.com because, D-Mac, at Planet Fitness,
your fitness is essential.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
We aren't quite sure if they consume more beer or sports. Either way, the heavyweights are here. Live on Woodward Sports, daily 5 to 7 p.m.
When you need apparel, there's only one place to go. Big Frog in Novi. With no setup fees, no artwork fees, no minimum, and a 24-hour turnaround, you can have your whole team outfitted in no time. Embroidery, direct-to-garment, vinyl, and screen printing, Big Frog has it all in all the styles you want. So whether it's a sports team, fundraiser, school event, or corporate needs, Big Frog is your one-stop destination. Visit bigfrog.com/Novi or call 844-4-BIG-FROG.
20-inch blades on the Impala, Alta Equipment, and Alta Uptime Matters. Alta Equipment is everything you need to get the job done. Have a bog project coming up, Alta Rent has you covered. Call them today, 844-GO-TO-ALTA. That's 844-GO-TO-ALTA. Don't go right there with me. Don't go there with me.
Can I ask your favorite
Want to be a baller.
Wrong show. That was the morning Wood you
Oh
were
my
on.
God.
That's a professional show.
D-Mac from the top row.
Yeah, that was awesome.
That was little Troy, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Every now and then.
Let me compose
I was
myself.
inspired because, John Moxley beat Sammy Guevara, Brian Danielson beat Chris Jericho, so now it's Moxley and Danielson.
No, don't compose yourself. Get this shit going.
Okay, sorry, T-Foss. All right, let's go. Put the microphone up to your face and T-Foss, and let's go. All right, I want to touch on this. Okay, and look, I get it. Why are you laughing already?
Because you're setting yourself up for something.
Okay, so I come in here, and as you guys know, I monitor the YouTube chat thread, and you guys have good points. You guys have bad points. I try to read them. I try to include everybody. So to do that, I open up the Woodward Sports YouTube page. And what do I see when I open that up?
Shenanigans.
Ermanni and Edwards. Fine show with Mass. Make sure I want to give Mass his billing with Mass. Fine show. Great people. I like to get in those streets with Braylon from time to time. I've done it before. We have a great time. Legend. Great NFL career. All that. My friend. He's my friend.
And he's got the best beard at Woodward Sports.
And he does,
Facts.
bar none. I would say this side of Rick Ross.
I
Okay,
agree.
all the qualifiers are out there right now. That's it. But I open it up, and what do I see right at the top? J.J. McCarthy is special. J.J. McCarthy's going to be a Heisman finalist. Guys, stop with this, okay? Everybody stop. Put it down. Does he look talented? Certainly. Do you guys understand who a Heisman finalist, like with the C.J. Strouds and the Caleb Williams and the Bryce Youngs who have Heismans, the Stetson Bennett's even, that have national championships in their pockets, the Will Andersons, probably the best defensive football player. Stop with this, guys. All those other names I've mentioned, they already got a 1 to 2 game head start. Stop with this, okay? This whole September Heisman thing that we've seen at Michigan for years. Now, if you're talking about September Heisman, I'm in. He's probably minus 1,000 to win the September Heisman. Whether it's been Shoelace or all of them. Sheridan, all of them, man.
McDuffie, that's my favorite one.
McDuffie.
Yeah.
Jabril Peppers.
Oh, you mean the guy that was a Heisman finalist despite the fact he was in the top 30 in any defensive stat ever, but I was told about how great he was? That guy? Okay, cool.
But he made a great impact.
Okay, yeah. We can't quantify it, but trust me, it was great. Anyway, can we stop with the J.J. McCarthy, Heisman, greatest quarterback of all time? Can we, play somebody first? Now, I know that's not Michigan's forte because they're not playing anybody until they play Michigan State, and then they don't play anybody again until they play Ohio State. And I understand how you guys get swept up in all this, but can we... That's outlandish. That's irresponsible, Terry. That's what that is. It's irresponsible.
All right. Can you put your Spartan bias aside?
I don't have Spartan bias.
And answer me this question. What are the odds of J.J. McCarthy being in New York for the Heisman Trophy presentation?
You know what? They're better than him winning the Heisman Trophy. That's mathematical.
Oh, so he could go to New York.
What? Yeah, because we saw Jabril Peppers there for no reason. We've seen it before. And why do you think that is, Terry? Why do you think Jabril Peppers or Aidan Hutchinson, why do you think they end up on that stage? Take a guess.
Why? And went to Michigan.
Right. And what does that entail?
Money.
People watching the Heisman Award that would never watch it before. And they salivate for it. And they line up for it. And they drop the slop down on their plate and they move down the line. And then the next Block M fan who lines up there and takes it. And they just keep it moving, Terry. That's what they do. He's not in those waters, man. CJ Stroud, Bryce Young. Come on, Terry. He's not in those waters.
All right. He's not in the waters now.
He can't get in those waters.
Yes, he can.
No, in reality, yes. In the Michigan world, he can. In the marketing viewership, he can in that world. Yes, I'm talking about the Heisman Award. Okay, and I know that the Heisman voting jumped the shark. There's 4 people at the Dayton Daily News that have a Heisman vote. 4 at a newspaper in Dayton. Like, that stuff jumped the shark. I'm talking about football people. And there's people in this town that have a Heisman vote that I respect. And I know they watch games and they take it serious. But there's also people that have a vote that are an absolute joke. And it's a big marketing scheme, I understand. I'm talking about football. Football. If you had to win a college game tomorrow, are you putting C.J. Stroud on the field or J.J. McCarthy? Are you putting Bryce Young on the field or J.J. McCarthy? Are you putting Stetson Bennett on the field or J.J. McCarthy? Come on, man.
I'll go J.J. ahead of Stetson. But now the answer is, who would you put on the field in November or October? We don't know what this guy is going to be, but what we saw in the Hawaii game, yes, I know it was a high school game, we saw this guy has some great potential. We know Michigan's going to win a bunch of games.
Look at the schedule. Yeah, I know. Yeah.
They got to play the Big Ten.
Oh, that big road game in Iowa.
That's what I said. They got to go to Iowa.
Yeah, they got to score 5 points to win that game.
Flannel, is that game at Iowa a big one now?
No, I mean, it's a must-win, obviously, but it's not a big win. It's just a win.
Here's my angle on this, right? So tell what everybody sees. But to me, Jim, you're talking football guys, Jim Harbaugh still has 1A and 1B, even though
Thank you, D-Mac.
He's still got something that, to me, if Jim Harbaugh was coming out praising JJ, this is it, but he's not doing that. So to me, there's some reservation there.
Oh, you missed it. Yes, he did. He called him, what was the word?
Okay, I get it. So let him go, and we're going to find out.
He didn't say that about Cade. He said Cade is doing a very fine job, but he used different verbiage to describe JJ.
Okay.
Well, and that told me right there, that's his guy.
We're going to wait and see. We're going to wait and see. It sounds more ridiculous. It doesn't seem like it's 100,000,000% confidence coming out there. I can agree that the eyeball test is that Michigan team with JJ in there has more life, seems more upbeat, are fired up. So maybe we'll see. You can't. I agree with you is that he will probably make it there more likely than he would win it. But again, can you really? We're gonna have to let it play out.
But bro, that's true. But bro, if you make it to New York, that means you're pretty serious.
I get it. So what's that mean, Terry?
Except for Jabril Peppers.
That means he's got to ball out. That means he's got to play 80-90%. It's got to be the flip-flop of last year. This is JJ's team now playing as much as. But does anybody else worried about why there's still 2 of them?
You know what? When the Big Ten season starts, Cade might be out the back door. They might just say, hey, no, they're going to let him play a few snaps here and there, but
is
he
it
might
a graduation
disappear.
Thing? Is it a school? Is it something to do with when he graduates or time? Why can't he just transfer now? Or if JJ is getting all the praise and going to get most of the time, is it a school thing? That's the question. Or is it a semantics? Is it something that he's gone in October or
maybe
November?
he likes his Maybe he likes Michigan. He thinks he can get his job back.
Okay.
And with
Maybe.
the name, image, and likeness stuff, maybe he has obligations.
Okay.
We'll ask Luke Fedlam about that. Our name, image, and likeness expert. He's coming on in about 15 minutes. And see, this is what I'm talking about. Here you go, Sam Flannel. I want your rebuff on this. Stephen Baffey, did Neal rip the Spartans for talking about Walker last year? Do we think JJ will get more votes than Walker did last year? He ended up 6th in the voting. Not even close to the hype for him. Where does that come from? What are we talking about?
Okay, it comes from the fact that, and here's the thing, why is it not okay for Michigan fans to have expectations for their new star quarterback can be great? I'm going to tell you what's going to happen this year. J.J. McCarthy will break the single-season touchdown pass record of 25. He just will.
Well, he better. Against this schedule.
He will. And he will rush for at least 10 touchdowns and over 700 yards. And Michigan will finish at least 11-1 at the absolute worst. If he does all of that, he will be in consideration to go to New York. He is a better quarterback than Stetson Bennett. Stetson Bennett played well against Oregon, but he did not take that big of a leap from last year, where he won one start in the regular season in which he completed more than 15 passes. It is okay for Michigan fans to have expectations for J.J. McCarthy because we've never really had a superstar talent as a quarterback. And that's something that Michigan is starved for. We've seen enough of Cade McNamara, Shea Patterson, Wilton Speight, John O'Korn, Jake
I disagree
Rudock.
with that. I disagree with that, Sam Flannel, because up until a week ago, you had all of camp. You had games that started already. Up until a week ago, the coach didn't know who he was going to roll with.
The coach knew.
He knew.
Don't believe that. He knew.
If he's this mercurial Heisman, okay, yeah. You know what he sounds like right now? You know what Michigan fans sounds like? Talk about J.J. They sound like Uncle Rico. That's what they say. If Coach wouldn't have taken me out, we'd have won states. That's what they sound like right now with J.J. Like, do you think he's in the business of keeping down this Heisman Trophy winning quarterback to say, oh, I want to unleash him or I want to push his butt? Like, if he's a Heisman Trophy winning quarterback, where's the debate from minute one?
No, I think that Jim Harbaugh is just loyal to a fault. I thought that's what it was because even though I don't think Cade McNamara was really part of the reason, they did win a Big Ten championship and beat Ohio State with him as the quarterback, and I think that was just a respect thing. I don't agree with it at all. I think they should have started JJ from day one. But yeah, JJ McCarthy, we're looking at him as the most talented quarterback.
So you're telling me that your coach has one of the four best quarterbacks in America, and said, I don't know. I don't know if he's my guy. Let me take a look at this other guy. That's what you're telling me. That's what you guys are telling me right now.
No, that's not what he's saying.
That's exactly what everybody's saying.
No, Makahana, it's not.
Yes, it is.
He is saying he was loyal to the other guy. But in the back of his mind, he knew he wanted JJ to be the starting quarterback. But he couldn't just screw this guy who won the Big Ten title.
If your coach has one of the top 4 quarterbacks in America, and you're saying, "Oh, out of loyalty to the other guy," then your coach ain't that guy.
And for the record, I thought that it was absolute malfeasance that he started Cade. I was like preaching from the mountaintop that start JJ and never look back. It's just at the moment, JJ is clearly the guy moving forward. It's all set up for him to have a dominant season, and if he does, and Michigan is at least 11-1, if he puts up all the numbers I said he was going to put up, if he breaks the single season Michigan touchdown record, does a lot on the ground, he will at least be in the running to be in New York. He will get as many votes as Kenneth Walker, because Kenneth Walker didn't even make it to New York, although he did deserve to. I'm not taking a shot at him. That's what's going to happen, and it is okay for Michigan fans to have those kind of expectations.
I got a question for you. Yes or no? Kenneth Walker III, if he played for Michigan last year, does he go to New York?
Absolutely.
As a Heisman Trophy finalist?
And they put Aidan Hutchinson there too. And then they put them both there with the winner, the guy who's going to actually win it. So there you go.
By the way, malfeasance is a law term. It means wrongdoing, especially by a public official.
Was Terry speaking in tongues for a second there?
I don't know. Sam Flannel, get us back on track, man. What about Lions coverage?
Lions game day is here. Woodward Sports is at the brass rail for the biggest game day party in Detroit. We go live with our pregame show with Ermanni Edwards with Maz from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Then enjoy a tailgate-style brunch while you watch the game. Stay after for our postgame reaction show with Stick and Anson. Look out for the heavyweights Woodward Street Team featuring our very own Spencer Raxter all over the city crashing tailgates. DJs, drink specials, giveaways, and the biggest Lions party in the D. So if you want to come party and watch the game with our very own Woodward sports team, come see us at the Brass Rail this Sunday.
Hey, this is Mr. Kearney, Chief Academic Officer, Academy Warren. I want to welcome you to the brand new field house. The state-of-the-art facility has a regulation basketball court, volleyball court, soccer field. It can be used for 7-on-7 football. Our K-8 academic features AM, PM, latchkey, small classroom sizes, Learning Street, futuristic media center, free breakfast and lunch, Holton Mifflin curriculum, academic games, K-8 athletics, and more. Enroll today at academywarren.net.
Game is won in the trenches, and our big fellas don't mess around. The Woodward Heavyweights on Woodward Sports.
For a limited time only, all new burgers and loaded fries at Big Boy. It's not a Slim Jim, it's the Big Jim. The chili cheese is such a tease. Guess what else is new? The bacon blue. How about upgrading those fries? Chili cheese fries, baked potato fries, nacho fries, what will it be? Satisfy those taste buds at Big Boy.
Neal Ruhl here for the Mulligan, made with Gypsy Vodka. It is the official drink of summer. Going to have those 80-plus degree temps all week next week, so you know the play. The Mulligan, made with Gypsy Vodka. If you're on the golf course, hanging out in the backyard, you just got done mowing the lawn, you're sitting out on the deck, whatever, the Mulligan is calling your name. I'll tell you this about the Mulligan. It's the perfect midweek drink sitting out on the deck. They're 8%. You feel me? So you're going to get to where you need to go. 2 of them. It's all you need. 2 of them sitting out there on that back deck on a little Wednesday, a little pick-me-up to get you through the week. Ask for the Mulligan at your local golf course or pull up on a Total Wine store near you. The Mulligan, made with Gypsy Vodka. As always, drink responsibly. Pulling up on the second hour of the show, Big D Energy, Neal Ruhl, Darren McCarty, Terry Foster here in the building.
I'm not done with you.
Oh, hold on. Rack of the YouTube chat thread says, I'm with Neal on this. All this talk is outlandish right now. And Rack's a Michigan slap, self-admitted. Pistons fan 11, talk about Heisman's after he plays someone, not after he plays Hawaii. Joseph Asta, Neal hates Michigan. No one can hide it. No, I hate how you guys just latch on to something over common sense. Like, start working again. What do they call it? Reverse engineering, DMAC? I like to say work backwards.
Absolutely.
Reverse engineer.
Work from the green to the tee, bud.
Yeah. Like, so he's one of the 4 best quarterbacks in America? Like, come on, guys. All right, T-Foss, what do you got?
All right. Is Michigan now a national championship contender because J.J. McCarthy is their quarterback?
No.
Okay.
No. Can they beat Georgia? Could they beat Alabama?
I'm asking that question.
Can they? What do you think, Terry?
I think no. But I think this was why he's the quarterback. They know they couldn't do it with Cade. Now they're kind of saying, well, maybe if we had an upgraded quarterback, perhaps we can compete with those teams.
No. And I'll die on that hill, man. No, because, again, go back to it. They are on a 2-game season right now. This whole thing is a 2-game season with Michigan State coming in, and then they got to go to Ohio State. It's the exact same setup as last year. Because they went 1-1 in those 2 games, they got a 3rd game and got crushed. Because Iowa doesn't count. Sorry, Sam Flannel. Sorry.
Still the Big Ten championship game.
I know.
Albeit against Iowa.
Yep, hold that close to your bosom, man. Just cradle it and nurture it.
Can you agree that with JJ, though, like Terry said, is that I think you're in the mix, right, to come through or whatever. I think you have a better shot, even though Cade beat Ohio State last year. I think you're going to have to run the score to play a different game. So I think JJ gives you more to your question. I don't think they are, but it gives you a better chance. I can agree with that. I think he's a better choice.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know because we haven't seen it.
Yeah,
there's no data to reference on that. The bottom line is, and you can say, Because I think they'll beat Michigan State this year. I think that. But
so
even then, like you don't know. You'll know after Ohio State.
We know what we're going to get out of Cade McNamara, and it's not good enough to get us to that next level. And that was proven. And nobody's talking about it because of what happened to Georgia. And, yeah, you beat Ohio State and stuff. So now it's JJ's opportunity. And everybody's sort of behind him. So
how about
we'll
this?
have to wait and see.
They can't beat Georgia or Alabama. But if you have JJ as the quarterback, is it a one-round knockout this year? Do they at least have a competitive game with Georgia or Alabama with him as quarterback?
No. And they're going to have to play one of them because they're not rerunning it in the semifinals. So
they're going to lose 49-10 or something stupid like
whatever.
that.
Yeah, I mean the same. What will be different? And I don't know that they'll. Is J.J. McCarthy going to walk into the horseshoe and beat Ohio State? Because you know the last quarterback to do that, Drew Henson.
Well, the best part is they had to play the game, so we're going to find out.
No, and I get that, but I'm saying, like, I don't want to see. And look, Ermanni and Edwards, and AC says it's Ermanni who hypes this. Braylon ends up defending those points because that's his boy. I mean, whatever. Ryan is my friend, and I don't want to see him hurt.
That he's got to quit making these outlandish takes.
Yeah, I don't want to see him hurt.
We just don't punch him after the show.
I would never do that to him.
Okay.
It's so bad. Like, I feel so bad for him that, like, usually, I like to rib everybody and say, see, I tried to tell you, say, the get right's 20 and 7. Like, I like to do that kind of stuff. I feel so bad for him that I don't even do that with him.
Okay. Now, are you going to answer my? You're not going to answer my question, so I'm not going to.
Yeah, please do.
Is Ryan Ermanni a goofball?
He's a bit of a Michigan clown.
He's a Michigan slappy.
He's a Michigan clown. Yeah.
Michigan clown.
I'd say sloppy.
Yeah.
He's amazing, and but he's a positive guy, and you understand what it is. I don't know. I think his Lions take was worse than.
Well, and that's the issue, right? Like you become a product of your resume, and when you throw these stuff out about Michigan, and then you double down saying the Lions will win the division, and then you come back and tell me McCarthy's going to win the Heisman, like.
Here's the thing with Ryan Ermanni, and I will say, as my friend and known him as long, what he says he believes.
He does.
So you can't really. So it's if that's his truth, then I can accept his truth, even though I don't agree with it or think that he's way off. But he believes what comes out of his mouth.
If you live in Slappyville, then there's something wrong with you.
No, it's about being positive and about looking for the brighter side of life. I get it. I get who Ryan is as a person, why it comes out in his fandom, because as much reality is that you bring up, he doesn't want to face it.
And like I said, he called the Hutchinson for going to get New York for the Heisman last year way earlier than anybody was talking. He said Kenneth Walker wouldn't make it. Hutchinson would be there at the end of the year.
Yeah, guys, don't give him credit for that because he is saying one of his guys is going, but the guy he doesn't like because he goes to Michigan State is not there.
He got it right. Terry, that was a good flag.
He got it right.
That was a great flag. That flag right there, you're high ranked as the official for that was a very great.
Yeah, don't give him credit for that.
He doesn't get credit for that.
He got it right. I'll give him credit since he got it right.
But it's easy. It's easy to get that kind of stuff right, though. Spence, like Michigan is going to be undefeated going into Ohio State, and as much and as we brought this up, every time I say it, to where if they lose a one-score game at Ohio State, the fans are giving me a hard time saying that Michigan very much is a factor to go to the playoff, depending on how other things shake out. You wait till that day happens, and there'll be a shitstorm on this chat thread. Yeah. Of people saying, "Well, they'll be lining up. We were one score at Ohio State, and you know how it'll work. They'll say, "Who did Alabama play? Who did Georgia play?" You know that's how it'll work.
Not Iowa.
Yeah, but Alabama, and Georgia got cachet. They won national championships.
They went to Texas. They left the state to go play a road game. Like they did those things. Mm-hmm. So it is. You can see this stuff come after you've been around this for so long, Terry. You can see this coming. You know how this is going to work out.
You know what you need to do? You need to put on like a little turban and get yourself a little crystal ball and tell us what Michigan fans are going to say 2 weeks before they say it.
It's easy.
We'll call you Karnak the Magnificent.
Smart Act the Magnificent.
That's a Johnny Carson reference. Talk about boomers. Wow, that was a boom.
Was it really?
That was a
Johnny Carson?
That was a boom. Yeah, dude.
Johnny Carson's not with us anymore, is he?
You nailed it,
He can't
spinach
be.
face.
Okay.
Just because I'm cultured.
Let me tell you about the Sports Marketing Agency. They help spread awareness about mental health and substance abuse. Their podcast is called This is the F Word. It's a series on fentanyl and all the other addictions that, let's cut to it, guys. They're plaguing our communities right now. If you're struggling with mental health, addiction, go to thesportsma.com. If you're not, but you know someone who is, same play. Thesportsma.com, the Sports Marketing Agency. They're here to help.
Hi, my diamonds. It's Crystal with an X. You want to get hot and perfect like me? Here's my super easy routine. Drink at least a gallon of water before you wake up. Attach a weight to everything in your house. Hello? Sell your car and just sprint everywhere. Scream when you exhale.
Don't follow Crystal with an X. Do your own thing at Planet Fitness with tons of equipment and free fitness training in our clean and spacious clubs. Join now for just $10 a month and cancel anytime.
A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
Detroit's downtown summer playground is back. Open all summer long, the Monroe Street Midway. Enjoy roller skating, free Wi-Fi, food trucks, art installations, and so much more. Don't forget to take advantage of the basketball court, putt-putt, and, of course, family programming all summer long. All art installations are done by Detroit artists, and it's a fun, safe event from people 1 to 100. Go to deckedoutdetroit.com.
What's going on, everybody? It's Spencer for the Foaling Warehouse in Hamtramck. You know what, you've heard of it. It's the home of the original football bowling pin game called Foaling. Multiple different ways you can play. They've got $12 open unlimited play. We can stay there open until close. Have a good time. They also have private lane reservation, $120, 10 to 12 people. You get your own lane. You can bring in any type of food you want. If you get thirsty, they have a $2 mystery beer vending machine. You put in $2, pops you out a good beer. No hassle, no fuss needed. If you know what you want or you want to make a decision, they have multiple fully loaded bars for you to choose from. So make sure you check them out in Hamtramck or visit them online at foalingwarehouse.com. Again, that is foalingwarehouse.com.
Back at it, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Neal Ruhl, Terry Foster, Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter here with you. And as we talked about earlier, right now we are joined by our guy, Luke Fedlam, multiple-time guest here on Big D Energy. He's a non-agent sports law attorney. He's a name, image, and likeness expert. And I thought, Luke, we did a really good job of segueing into this because we've been talking Michigan quarterback situation. We've been talking J.J. McCarthy. And I did want to get you on because I think we're seeing these things play out, and certainly we'll talk about the situation in Texas. But J.J. McCarthy here in Michigan, is there economic value in him being named the starter, even if it is like a soft being named the starter by Jim Harbaugh? I would imagine there has to be, right?
Absolutely. First, thank you so much for having me back. I always love joining you guys. But yes, without question, there is an incredible monetary and economic value by being named the starter for Michigan football. You can see it, especially from the perspective of social media followers and the increase of followers that come when you're named starter. We've seen, even with Caleb Williams last year, right, at Oklahoma, being able to see the impact that had on him and being able to, increase his following, increase opportunities for name, image, and likeness. Now, obviously, he took his talents, to Southern California, but nevertheless, we see how there's a massive impact from a financial perspective when athletes are named that starting quarterback.
Talking with Luke Fedlam here, our name, image, and likeness expert. So, Luke, on the flip side of that coin, and just because it's relevant to the situation that we're talking about right now, Cade McNamara, on the other side, there is an economic hit. And I think that we're finding, Luke, these college players, yes, they are, student athletes, like, make no mistake, this is a business, and when you don't perform, there is a penalty to be paid, right?
Absolutely, there's some hurdles that come with that, right? You've got to perform. We just look at the Big Ten media deal. The Big Ten media deal is $7.5 billion because this is a business. So schools know that they need to perform and they need to put the best product on the field that they possibly can. Now, when that product is declining or they think they have a better product to replace one with, they'll do that. Now, let's talk about name, image, and likeness, though, for a second, especially with Cade. So when you look at this, name, image, and likeness deals, as a reminder to all the listeners out there, they cannot be based on performance, athletic performance. So when a player gets benched, if a player gets injured, that does not have a direct impact on their name, image, and likeness deals that they currently have in place. Where it has an impact and where we could see is if JJ continues to just ball out, be dynamic, and does what he is expected to do, and Cade is not the starter anymore, there's a loss of interest. I mean, because ultimately, for the most part, with name, image, and likeness, companies want a return on their investment. So they want to be able to invest in and have those players that are going to continue to drive, consumers, customers, fans to their website or to whatever their product is or services that they have. And if a player's not playing, he's not getting that same attention. So deals that are in place, they're going to stay in place and remain in place. But future deals, that's where we could see a decline.
Well, we're talking to Luke Fedlam here, obviously the sports attorney, talking about NIL and stuff like this. And you mentioned about all the money in the social media deal going to the Big Ten and stuff like this. When I think of NIL, I think Texas A&M, USC, and what they're doing. For the state of Michigan and for Michigan and Michigan State, where we've seen with Mel Tucker's contract, and I guess in this state, Michigan State would be more active, like by the eyeball test in NIL. But is this... Like, where are we at? And maybe are there universities doing things that we don't see publicly, behind the scenes, getting things ready? And I think that, that's a big question because as a Michigan fan here, you think that they're one of the universities that could use this to their advantage.
Well, they absolutely could use it to their advantage. And I think that they are engaging in name, image, and likeness, and they are doing what they can to support their players. This is too big of a deal when it comes to recruiting and retention for them not to. There are some schools that are not as public on their deals. If you look at Alabama, there's not a lot of ongoing, unless their coach decides to get in the tit for tat with other coaches, there's not a lot of discussion about Alabama football and name, image, and likeness because they do their deals. It's not broadcast in some ways that other schools are. Ultimately, there's really kind of two things that really make this important. Number one, you've got to have a winning program. You've got to have a program that is out there, that's on TV, that's winning, that's driving excitement. But then number two, you also have to have a plan for name, image, and likeness because the retention issue is a big issue. So if Michigan football players feel like I could transfer, not sit out for a year and go to Texas A&M or go to Texas or Alabama or, God forbid, Ohio State too, right? Then there's an opportunity that they'll take because of the money now. So Michigan is doing what they need to do to try to recruit and retain their talent.
Now, I have a business, and I negotiated with Cade McNamara to be my spokesperson. He's gotten booed at Michigan Stadium. He's lost his job. Am I screwed, or can I renegotiate with this guy?
Sorry, you're a little screwed on this one. just to get straight to the point, as lawyers, we like to use all complex terms and deep language. That's an easy one. You're going to get screwed on that one. And the reason why is it goes back to that point that contract cannot be based on performance. So the fact that he gets benched, the fact that he's been booed, if the deal was in place that required him to provide certain services, and for those services he was going to get paid, then that's what the deal is going to remain to be. Now, some ways that business owners are trying to protect themselves is that maybe instead of doing a season-long deal or something where you're committed to the whole season, we do something that is possibly week by week or maybe month by month. So that gives us some flexibility. The whole point is it cannot look like it's just pay for play. I know we could get a long conversation about how most NIL these days seems to look like pay for play, but it can't look like pay for play, and it's got to be based on things outside of their athletic performance.
Wow, that's pretty incredible. Do a season or do a week by week deal. It's a deal. It's not pay for play per se. No, I mean, it's something I never thought of. That's why we talked to Luke Fedlam here. He's a non-agent sports law attorney, name, image, and likeness expert, also a public speaker as well. Luke, real quick, in our YouTube chat thread that people are firing messages, they want to know where you're at. They love the background, the high rise you're in. Where are you at right now?
I'm in my office. I'm in downtown Columbus. But before you
boo this man! Boo!
Before you guys throw me social media handle on there. I got to tell you this. My wife is from Detroit. She went to Michigan for business school. So we've got love. We've got love all around. When it comes to good athletics. How about that?
No,
I'm
Luke knows where to
Canadian,
go.
bro. You're good with me. I don't need
You're good with everybody.
That's it, buddy.
Luke, I did want to follow up on this one with you and kind of keeping like a Michigan angle to this. Hunter Dickinson has came out and said he's going to go back to school, obviously the big-time center for the Michigan basketball team. I think that he's in a spot, and the basketball people I talk to, he's a borderline NBA prospect. Probably will be looking at a lot of time in the G League if he did make a go of it, maybe a second-round draft pick where we know the contracts aren't guaranteed. I think, and I don't know the ins and outs of his business, I think he's in a better spot staying in school at Michigan, where I read, he's clipping that $500,000 mark in name, image, and likeness deals. Are we going to see this trend continue to where college athletes that maybe are borderline pros, let's being real about it, they don't want to take the pay cut to go to the pros? Are we there?
We're absolutely there. And we're there from the perspective that exactly what you said, right? Which is for athletes that are borderline, it is a better move for them in most instances to be able to continue to make money in college and get their development. Because think about this. How many G League games have you guys watched? Right? I mean, in fans, think about it. How many G League games have you watched? Most people aren't following the G League, especially when you think about it's during basketball season. There's no kind of March Madness excitement. And so the opportunity to get exposure, to continue to make a name for yourself with some big games against some rival opponents, to be able to go out and continue to earn money through name, image, and likeness. And the other piece too, and Michigan is unique, and some other athletic or some other coaching staffs are doing this, but you've got Juwan Howard, who, when you think about it, some players are going to the G League to try to get that professional access, to get the access to former professional coaches or others on staffs to be able to learn what it takes to get to that next level. Juwan has that. So he's played and he's coached at the highest level, so he's able to bring that to his players, and I think that's something that makes it unique for them to say, I'm going to stay, I'm going to continue to make money, and I'm going to be on TV regularly because I'm in college.
And let me say this, I've been to G League or games, and there were dozens of people there.
Talking to Luke Fedlam here, and Luke, I'll let you ride off on this one. I think in the college football world, that Alabama-Texas game really seemed to grip everybody. And you know this, being in Columbus, Quinn Ewers, who was really the poster child for this whole name, image, and likeness revolution, who signed the $1 million deal for I believe, with the sports card trading company. He never plays a game. He transfers to Texas. He signs deals with Aston Martin, Wrangler, etc. Now he plays well against Alabama. Gets hurt. A lot of the pundits are saying if Quinn Ewers stays in that game, they probably beat Alabama. So break it down to me. Just your best guess. I understand you're not a business or an economic analyst or anything like that. Just your best guess, because you're in these spaces. What's the ceiling for a guy like Quinn Ewers? Because I think fans locally, fans nationally were pretty quick to dismiss the guy because it didn't work out at Ohio State. Give us a number to wrap our mind around. He's a starting quarterback at Texas. Obviously, he got hurt, like I said. But if he brings that brand back, what's that mean to him as far as the ceiling goes?
It's in the millions. I mean, it really is. It's in the millions somewhere. It's hard to say exactly what. We know that there are a couple different deals that have been reported. I personally haven't seen the contracts. They haven't been published, but of a couple of high school student athletes, that are going to college, Tennessee, Miami, etc., that are, $8-9 million for an unproven high school quarterback making that transition. Whether that's accurate or not and split up over numerous years, Quinn Ewers, again, this shows you how thin that tightrope is, right? Because, again, to go from potentially upsetting the number one team to then being pulled out due to injury, that's such a challenge for a lot of student athletes on the football side in particular. But again, assuming he gets healthy and assuming he's able to continue down that course that he started that game on, there's going to be opportunities for him in the seven figures.
One more for me, young man. We all know that a lot of teams are national championship contenders because they got the bag man. People were getting paid. now that we have NIL, is the bag man dead? Can he no longer bring championships to the schools, or is he still viable?
Well, first, thank you for calling me young man. You can do that all day long. I'll take it. Second of all, when it comes to the bag man, we now have a corporate bag man. I mean, to be honest, right now we have this situation where
he's got a name tag.
If you are a student athlete providing a service, you can get paid for that service. So what we're starting to see are many people who maybe either were used to be that bag man or have some connections, a barber that has connections to different businesses and players because of just cutting people's hair, whatever it may be. Now that we're finding people who have never been involved in sports marketing entering the space because they can legitimately broker deals now. So that's what we're seeing. So the traditional notions of bagman probably out the window because now all you got to do is send out some social media posts, make an appearance somewhere, sign some autographs, and you can collect that bag, all within the rules.
Yep. The bag man wears a suit now, and he has a checkbook instead of a Louis Vuitton bag filled with cash. With the name tag. Absolutely right.
That's right.
Luke Fedlam, you're our guy, man. As always,
bro.
Appreciate you sliding through multiple time guests, and we're gonna have you on as everything evolves. And hope you're doing well, my friend.
Looking forward to it. Thanks for having me, guys. Always good to see you.
Absolutely. Our guy, Luke Fedlam, non-agent sports law attorney, name, image, and likeness expert. Guys, follow him on Twitter, at Luke Fedlam. Very informational. And I like to check in because through all this, I feel like we still don't wrap our head around how much money is floating around out there. We hear it, but I don't think that we understand it. And it's pretty incredible to me.
It's taken off more than I thought. I thought when I heard all this, guys be making, a couple thousand a week maybe or a month or something like that.
You have gymnast clearing seven figures, softball players,
Oh, this is
non-Olympic
volleyball
players, baseball players, soccer. I mean, it
Adam
is
Eaton,
incredible.
MSU baseball.
Adam Eaton's coming to MSU baseball.
Yeah. MSU baseball fan will be super excited.
World Series champion Adam Eaton. Thank you.
That is true. We'll spend the last final segments of the show talking Adam Eaton coming to the Michigan State Spartans baseball program after DMAC tells him about Lady Jane's.
Absolutely. This is the last month to get to Lady Jane's for the month of September to register to win your car, your dreams with Les Stanford Chevrolet. Get to Lady Jane's for an award-winning haircut. Open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. No appointment necessary. It's a wicked awesome. Make sure you tell them. Big D Energy Woodward Sports. We sent you.
You're an ugly guy, and that's okay because you've outkicked your coverage with your significant other. Well, that's good news for you. Their hotness and your notness could get you front row tickets. The Woodward Sports Network is giving you a chance to sit front row for the Detroit versus Washington football game. That's right. We're looking for the ugliest guy and the hottest girl. So fellas, come on. If you know you've outkicked your coverage, here's your chance. Post a pic of you and your superior-looking partner on Twitter or Instagram with hashtag Woodward Front Row. Follow us and tag at Woodward Sports. Hurry because we'll be selecting a winner September 16th. We can't wait to see you. Well, her. From the network that always outkicks the competition, Woodward Sports.
You don't have to go to the beach, man. You don't have to get your butt crack full of sand. You just need a little chili peppers, man, to get that glowing beach chili peppers tan. Woo!
With 26 locations in the Metro Detroit area and more coming, Chili Peppers Tanning is where you'll find the cleanest salons in the D. Join the Pepper Club for the best deals on unlimited tanning. Head to chilipepperstanning.com.
You just need a little chili peppers, man.
The Sports Marketing Agency would not be who we are without great community partners like Higuera Health and Carol Zaniga.
It's an awesome opportunity to partner with your organization. Higuera Health is a comprehensive behavioral health organization. We serve children through older adults with mental health, substance use, and developmental disabilities across Western Wayne counties, and really excited to now be in downriver communities as well. Give us a call at 734-458-4601.
Neal Ruhl here for oddstrader.com, the #1 site for all of your game day bets, play-by-play updates, live scores, and the most important, and I'm going to keep saying this to you guys, the most important part of all this, the best price on every game for multiple sports books. It's customizable. You can just set up the books that you have an account with. And guess what that eliminates? Going back and forth on your phone and opening and closing, getting kicked off the internet and all that. That all stops with oddstrader.com. It's like a command center for what your bets are going to be. And let's be honest, you're going to war. You're going to war with your money, and oddstrader.com, that's your front line. There is no question about it. The very best in the game. Go to oddstrader.com or download the app and find your best bet. Back at it, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal Ruhl, D-Mac, Darren McCarty. We also have T. Foss, Terry Foster
and your boys
as
here.
well. Who's that?
Ryan Ermanni. He's wearing a JJ for Heisman t-shirt.
Oh, is he really? That's
yes.
Well, hey, you got to support the brand. You certainly have to. Real cream of wheat. I'm not going to lie, Columbus is actually a pretty cool town to visit. And you know what, low-key? Spence, I don't know if you've ever been there.
No.
Columbus is pretty hype,
Party
man.
town?
Yeah. Like the Arena District and down there, man.
It looked nice out of his window.
It is, man. I do like it. Go Blue says, Odds Trader, do they have the cranberry? No, that would be Cintron. Go Blue. That would be Cintron. Just some kind of reaction. Brandon Katz says there's women tennis players making over $20 million a year with endorsements. Fans in the U.S. just don't like the WNBA, and there's some talk about all that kind of stuff as well. But there are women's college basketball players that are getting the bag too. It's bigger than we think.
No, it's big. That's why I sort of asked is what universities, and it's in other sports, right? You'd think you'd hear it in basketball and football more prevalent, but it seems like it's in the other sports or to the social media influencers, right? It reminds me of what
the key is not what you do on the court. Is how many people are following you on Instagram or TikTok or stuff like that.
Luke said it. It's not performance-based. You can't, like you nailed it as far as you probably go week to week on your deal each week to do it because, like Terry asked, if I hooked my plow to this guy and paid him $10,000 and he stunk, well, you're out your money.
But not if you do it $1,000 a week for 10 weeks.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I do. I knew you'd figure it out.
But it's not paid for play.
Slick. No, it's not paid for play. No,
it's just a week-long endorsement deal.
It's just I got to see where we're at, where you're at, with your followers.
What fits financially for our brand image.
Yeah, exactly.
A lot of words you can use.
It's not you, it's me.
Yeah. Update from our Lions beat reporter Maddie Miller letting me know Detroit Lions made a roster move today. They signed guard Coyote Awosika.
Nicely done.
To the active roster from the Eagles practice squad. They have placed Tommy Kramer on reserve/injured list. So there is that. Let the Awosika era begin here in Detroit.
Sounds exciting.
Rack says some great German food in Columbus as well. I do want to talk about this, and this was a great poll by Spence. And I want one more discussion here about this Lions DC Commanders. I'm speaking that into existence. I think that's pretty dope.
I like that better, for sure.
Lions DC Commanders this weekend. Are we scared going into this game? Because I feel like we're not, even though I feel like we should be a little concerned. And here's why. Let me get the why out, T-Foss.
Okay.
It's because the Lions secondary, as much as Jalen Hurts was dynamic and they ran over the Lions again, rushing the football, are we concerned? Because I think Carson Wentz is going to shine a light on that secondary and that linebacker core as well. Because I was told by Sam Flannel that Carson Wentz is a better matchup for Aidan Hutchinson in that defensive front. I was told by Sam Flannel that Hutchinson may have 6.5 sacks this weekend. I think that's the number. I'm kidding. But Terry, should we be concerned that the biggest weakness on this team is the defensive secondary? Should we be concerned because Wentz is a veteran? And I know he's not Wentz from the Eagle days and stuff like that. But it's a concern, no?
It should be a concern. However, Carson Wentz is he's either good or he's really bad. So maybe you're gambling or hoping that the bad Carson Wentz shows up. He's very inconsistent. So you should always be concerned every Sunday in the NFL. But I think the reason this town is not concerned is because they only lost to Philadelphia by 3. And people here summarize that the reason they lost was because of the legs of Hurts. But they don't realize that an arm can hurt you also. So I think that the concern level in this town, I'm not going to say very low, but it's low.
Right, and D-Mac, Brandon Katz, our YouTube chat thread, who takes a lot of slings and arrows, he's spot on with this because I feel people are sleeping on this big time. Washington's actually a harder offense to defend than Philadelphia. The D.C. Commanders are loaded at the skill position. He didn't say D.C. Commanders. I'm just speaking that into existence. The D.C. Commanders are loaded at the skill positions with Gibson, McLaurin, Dotson, Thomas, and Samuel. And D-Mac, no one's talking about that. I'm terrified. I'm terrified of their receiving core.
Well, yeah, you can be. Now it's whether we know Carson Wentz is a better passer than Jalen Hurts or whatever, but he's got no mobility. So that means it's more imperative that Hutchinson is not neutralized, Harris, and we get some pressure on him so that the ball has to come out quicker. But I think this game, as red flag, there's more damage that can be done with the loss this game, and there's subtleties like you're talking about. Like Wentz is hot and cold. What if he's hot? Because he has the weapons that can burn you. And I don't know if you know, right, you brought it up, but our first 2 opening games by Aaron Glenn last season, the first game this year, the other team's averaging 33 points. So, I mean, it's just that you can't get into a shootout. If we got to be better, we got to be more effective. But I think it's like, it's a low key, like you got to be on alert. It's not high alert like a Buffalo coming into town or a San Diego or somebody that you know is good, or even a Philly last week where some of our expectations were lowered. You need to win this game, but there are danger spots all over it. Now, if you can neutralize Carson Wentz and make him look like Indianapolis Carson Wentz, sorry for that shot there, Spence, but of why he gets moved around, but not the Super Bowl guy. Don't give him confidence. And the thing that I think Hutchinson's going to get in there. We're going to get him because Wentz takes hits. Right, he stands in there too long a lot of times, and I think that bodes well for us. But I'm a little bit worried.
David C. says, Neal is cute and adorable. He's so anti-Michigan. I love watching his face fill up with gas, and he starts nodding his head. I appreciate that, David. I did still outkick my coverage, though. As good-looking as I am.
It is cute.
Yeah. Is it?
Your little head's
what is it?
Guys in the back, can we please get that? Can we get that audio? We need all of that. Sam Flannel.
That's you talking about Michigan, man. you do get a little fired up. I just want to stand out your way when you do that.
Well, thank you for that.
But getting back to Hutchinson, you said something yesterday that was pretty brilliant.
What happened? I blacked out.
Yeah, you blacked out. But you summarized maybe teams would do things differently schematically to Aidan Hutchinson. I say Hutchinson schematic to himself. He got penetration against Philadelphia. He just ran right on by Jalen Hurts. Like, what's up, brother? Looking good there as you're getting your 15, 20 yards. But now, can Carson Wentz escape that? Is he going to grab him in the pocket and sling him down now and then rather than watch him go right on by?
Did the Eagles scheme that? Which that would be my question. Did they use his aggressiveness against him?
Of course, but I think he used his aggressiveness more than, once again, I go back, he reminded me of Luther Ellis. Luther Ellis used to do that all the time. He'd get running up and down the field. I'm kicking my man's ass, but their quarterback just ran for 30.
God, I remember. I used to get so mad at 3rd and 8. He'd be over there with the crowd going like that, and the crowd and everyone would be loud as hell.
We said Luther.
Yeah, and they gave up. At the third down conversion percentage against the Luther Ellis Lions had to be 102%.
Right.
Had to be.
Now we are hoping Hutchinson is a little bit smarter. That the whole and maybe Dan Campbell. That's what Dan Campbell was talking about. The guys got outside their gaps. They played outside in themselves. He may have been saying that about Hutchinson, but doesn't really want to call the rookie out. So now he's going to have to be more disciplined, and he's going to have to think this. In an NFL defense, most times you're not doing things outstanding or outside the norm. You've got your area, You've got your containment. You've got your job. Just do your job. That's it. And that's the mentality he needs.
I am why I'm worried about the Lions defense against the Commanders receivers is we always struggle with fast receivers. Like Amani, not the fastest guy. Jeff Okudah, obviously coming off of the meniscus injury, or Achilles injury, not going to be the fastest guy, not going to have that explosion. And Scary Terry, Jahan Dotson, and Curtis Samuel are all sub 4.4 guys.
Scary Terry.
Scary
I love
Terry.
McLaurin,
Yeah, those are all fast guys, and I don't know if we have the speed in the back end of our secondary to keep up with them. So we need Hutchinson and Charles Harris to get home, because if Carson Wentz has 4 or 5 seconds for those routes to develop downfield, those guys are going to get burnt. We don't have the speed to keep
Brandon
up with it.
Katz brings up a good point. These are probably the most weapons Carson Wentz has had in his past few years. He's had weapons.
For sure.
He had Pittman and in Indianapolis, but not, like you said, throw it around. And he can throw it. He's got an arm. We know that.
Right.
So we got to take him off his spot. The good thing is you don't have to really worry about his mobility.
Right. You got to get him off the field and get over to the bench and have a Cintron. And Cintron's the official energy drink of the Red Wings. They've combined all 3 of their delicious flavors into a limited edition 6-pack sampler box. You get to try Cintron's great tasting cranberry, classic, and sugar-free all-in-one Red Wings themed package. You can pre-order it at CintronWorld.com/Red Wings. Get energized with Cintron, and let's go Red Wings.
New to the game or a season better? OddsTrader.com has everything you need to make the right bet ahead of kickoff. Begin your handicapping journey with OddsTrader. Improve your edge by finding the best price on every game from sportsbooks in your backyard. Take advantage of the numerous sign-up bonus offers to pad your bankroll. Dive into key game statistics, player performance, and even account for the projected game day weather. Best of all, you can use the OddsTrader bet tracker to keep a log of your action. Welcome to OddsTrader, and best of luck.
We aren't quite sure if they consume more beer or sports. Either way, the heavyweights are here. Live on Woodward Sports, daily 5 to 7 p.m.
Hi, I'm John from Better Rate Mortgage, and to me, family is more than blood. That's why I have the biggest family in Metro Detroit. If you're looking to buy a house or refinance and need a loan, come get treated better than family by me and our entire team here at Better Rate Mortgage. We pride ourselves on giving you better advice, better service, and a better loan experience. That's why we are Better Rate. If you're looking for a new mortgage, come get treated like family. Actually, better with Better Rate Mortgage. Visit us at mybetterrate.com or call at 248-480-4467 today.
Neal Ruhl here reminding you the Monroe Street Midway is still open up until September 25th. Think of it this way, guys. And look, I can tell you about being downtown, experiencing Detroit, the roller skating, the mini golf, the art, the live music, the food trucks, everything going on, a fun, safe environment for everybody ages 1 to 100. Yes, I can tell you about all that stuff. But if you ended up with Tiger tickets somehow, think of it as a parachute when you go downtown. You can still go downtown and hang out and stuff like that, but you don't have to go to the game. You can go to the Monroe Street Midway instead and hang out with Sam Flannel and his fiance out for a night on the town with his in-laws. All right, don't think about that. Just think about, the roller skating, the mini golf, and everything like that. But for real, if you want more information, go to deckedoutdetroit.com. Again, deckedoutdetroit.com. We will see you at the Midway. Coming down the stretch here, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal Ruhl, Terry Foster, D-Mac, Darren McCarty, Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter as well. Lions favorite for the first time in 24 games against the D.C. Commanders. Get in, everybody. And Levon
that number's dipping. It was 2.5. It's 1.5 now.
It was 1.5 now. I think the reality's hitting home. Right. Not a lot of confidence in the Detroit Lions in those streets. And Levon Green in our YouTube chat thread says, hell TF, yeah, we scared, boss. And Levon, I think Levon's man enough to admit it. And I don't think that a lot of us are. Because I know what's on the other side of the curtain, D-Mac, if they lose this game. And it addresses, let me address this one here from Cheech, who says, no reason to be concerned. If they lose, they're no different than any other Lions regime. And I'll stop short of that. And I lay out the reasons why the regime is different and the financial philosophies and draft philosophies and all that stuff. I lay those out on a daily basis. I'm not going back there. Both things can be true. If they lose this game, yes, the season can be over. 0-2 teams don't make the playoffs. And I say over in the grand scheme of things, like success. But the regime is still, we still have D-Mac's clock. We've laid out the reasons as to why. But D-Mac, are people being honest about how scared? You're scared, right?
Yeah, but I'm honest. I have self-awareness, And I think a lot of the times, too, it's just with the J.J. McCarthy, with the state, to whatever. You know what? If people would just say, hey, I know what it is, but I don't really want to address it and address the fears, but I know that coming into this game is that it's a whole different mentality moving forward next week's shows if we're 0-2 as opposed to we're 1-1. So what I choose is say, hey, this is scarier than I think people are making it, but regardless, I ain't going to focus. I'm going to let what happens happen. I've learned enough in life that I can't control certain things, so I'm going to worry about different other things and let them play it out.
You're no fun with your grounded self-awareness and accountability.
But I can't do it, Neal, because here's the thing. It's the same thing with the J.J. McCarthy, the same thing. I want to see him continue. I want to see Harbaugh show more faith in him, like reps, game plan. I don't care who they play. If they're playing Connecticut or
they don't either.
No, well, obviously, but they don't care either. But they're doing everything you said that they should do with the schedule.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Right?
Both things can be true.
So I'm going to wait until next week. But if my warning, Uncle Darren's warning, is you better be a little bit more concerned and don't just blow this off as it's we just because we're favored. We have to go out and you got to show us.
I'll say this. You should be scared 17 weeks a year. That's the NFL. I mean, if the Lions can scare the hell out of anybody, then everybody else should be able to. If you're playing the Lions, you should be concerned. You should be scared. So this is a league where most games are decided by 6 or 7 plays. That's a very thin line of, between win and
love
losing.
and hate.
Right.
Well, I get scared, by the time the second half of the season rolls around, I get scared of them winning. And then that's usually when they win.
That's right.
Can I get you on Team Tank, Terry? If they lose Sunday.
If they lose.
Guys, I'm saying if they lose Sunday, man, roll the tanks in the streets, man.
I'll be on Team Tank.
It just clears my mind to hear that sound. It just does.
I don't want to, but I will join you on Team Tank. If
Terry Foster, thank you. I feel like Jerry Maguire right now. Thank you, Terry Foster. I just need a goldfish in my hand.
I know I'm going to regret saying it, but I need to support you sometimes.
Shout out to Levon Green for tapping in. Haven't seen you in the YouTube chat there before. So welcome, man. Appreciate you coming in. And Stephen Baffy says, it's time for Motor City Dan Campbell to set the Lions theme song to Nothing Else Matters. Win, baby. Just win. Mark Walson says, some nerves are good, but I want to see this team perform in the trenches when it counts. The third one at home with noise was our play, and they let the man escape. Kevin in Muskegon says, I have the Lions winning 7 or 8 games. And, it's just these are the check marks, though. And as quickly as it starts, it can be over. And
I have a lot more confidence because, like Terry said, we did lose by 3, and I know we weren't but it was a closer game, and we did a lot of positive things that I was looking for from last week. So I'm confident that they will win, but I'm also self-aware that it's not going to be easy, and they better improve in every aspect. Number one to me is the coaching,
and I think the how is important. How it goes down. If you have questioned onside kicks and questioned timeout use, again, going back to Digital Underground, if it's all around the world the same song, then you'll have a problem with that. 33 points on average, because that's what an Aaron Glenn defense gives up the first 2 weeks of the season. I see that reaction from Sam Flannel. You guys didn't see it, but it was so organic, like the shake of the head and like the exhale, the cheeks get puffy on the exhale, like. And I know it, right? Certainly coming off the Hard Knocks high and what we were told, and the rah-rah stuff and the AG, the Aaron Glenn stuff, the numbers are the numbers, man.
Yeah, they were second to last in points given up per game last season, and you can chalk that up to they had impressive performances against Baltimore, against Arizona, the time they lost to Minnesota, and their defense wasn't talented and they were depleted by injuries. But this year, you think drafting Aidan Hutchinson and having some guys come back, that it might be better. But in this last week against Philadelphia, they gave up 31. They, of course, have the pick 6, but if they do that again, if they give up 33 and lose, I mean, I personally am terrified. Part of the reasons that Spencer said the wide receiver core is they're good and they're fast. I mean, Curtis Samuel, when he was on Carolina, he was kind of a Debo light, and those are the kind of players that often give Detroit trouble. But my ray of hope is that I really, really think that Aidan Hutchinson is going to be able to get after the quarterback.
Over under on sacks?
0.5.
So he's going to get a sack? You're not calling for multiple?
I got him in a sack and a half. Charles got to help each other. Yeah, I think he gets one.
I got him in a sack and a half.
Sack. See, there you go. Spencer Raxter's not afraid.
I mean, it's not that I'm afraid. It's that when you're a defensive end, you can impact the game in other ways. I think he'll have a lot of pressures. I think he will force Carson Wentz to
the old pressures bit. Yeah.
Pressures does matter when I mean, it didn't matter when Jalen Hurts was escaping them.
So do they matter or no?
They matter.
Okay.
It depends.
It depends on your narrative.
It depends on the quarterback,
Okay.
because Jalen Hurts is mobile enough to elude those pressures. If it's Carson Wentz, if you get pressure on a quarterback and he is able to get rid of the ball before he wants to, that is a good pressure. And I think that Aidan Hutchinson will be able to do that, and I think that is the key to them winning, so that the routes don't have time to develop for guys like Terry McLaurin.
You know what else we're doing this season, fellas? We're not only evaluating the Detroit Lions and what they do week to week, we're also evaluating Dan Campbell. Is he a good coach or not? Now, when the season began, the needle was flatlined, like we didn't know. After game 1, is it needle pointing up, pointing down, or is it still flatline?
It's down.
It's down. D, Mac?
And it's not because of that game. It's 3-14-1. Like you can't ignore it. And I know the roster's the roster, and I know the situation they walked into. But you are what your record says you are.
Yeah, but did you see him as a game manager or somebody that did something exceptional in that game, or was he just
I thought that last year it was, if he would have continued to the first coach the way they did the first half of the season, that he would have been fired. He figured it out, and then to me it reminded me of the first half of the season last year, the first game. So he's got to improve. At the end of the day, guys, you know that the Lions take the mentality of guardian alarm. They will be successful Sunday. Guardian alarm, keep you safe, give you peace of mind, whether you're at home or on the road. 24/7 local monitoring makes sure what is important to you, like a Lions victory, will keep you safe. So, you want to be part of the Big D Energy Woodward Sports Network family? Give Guardian Alarm a call today. 1-800.
Stay out.
That's 1-800.
Stay out. Nope.
Is it 131 straight
days
of flannel protection if you want to be protected? Hopefully we protect Jared Goff like Guardian Alarm has protected Sam Flannels. Give him a call. 1-800.
Stay out. Stay out of our backfield, Jonathan
house.
Allen. Stay out of our backfield, Montez Sweat.
Guardian Alarm, local security experts. Tell them Big D Energy sent you.
Hi, my diamonds. It's Crystal with an X. You want to get hot and perfect like me? Here's my super easy routine. Drink at least a gallon of water before you wake up. Attach a weight to everything in your house. Hello? Sell your car and just sprint everywhere. Scream when you exhale.
Don't follow Crystal with an X. Do your own thing at Planet Fitness with tons of equipment and free fitness training in our clean and spacious clubs. Join now for just $10 a month and cancel anytime.
Game is won in the trenches, and our big fellas don't mess around. The Woodward Heavyweights on Woodward Sports.
It's a great day to get some Centron in your life. Okay. There it is. Centron, here we go. Gotta grab the cranberry. Oh wait, it's 2 for $4. Gotta double up with the classic as well. Centron World, baby. Centron, available at select Krogers, and if you want to know how, go to @CentronWorld.com. You get dope like me. You know what? Why wait? Great taste, guaranteed.
Ribbit, baby. Get your free Woodward Sports t-shirt. That's right, a free Woodward Sports t-shirt all month long at Big Frog and Nova. Just stop in, tell them we sent you. They'll print you one off right there on the spot. Go to Big Frog Novi today, get your free t-shirt, or visit them online, bigfrog.com/Novi.
Final segment of the show. Got questions for the legends. Terry Foster, Darren McCarty, fire away in the YouTube chat thread. Craig Coates says, I don't think scared is a word for me. It'd be more concerning than anything because we should beat the DC Commanders. It's such a better name. Honolulu Blue Sparty, he's self-aware. He's honest. I'm scared. I don't want to put down the hopium pipe until at least week 8. Well, Honolulu Blue Sparty may have to check himself into a rehab on Monday if everything goes bad. So there is that out there. And it is, man. It's scary. How do you think this town's going to react if they lose?
They'll be up in arms.
Yes, they will.
But also, this town likes to defend the Detroit Lions. I mean, if they have another fake comeback or if the referees screw them something, they'll forgive this team.
Yeah.
The majority of people.
We got to see improvement. We got to see. I think coaching's the biggest one. You know, like the one thing is that you win this game, no matter what coaching decisions are made, you will buy yourself some time. We'll still be harping on, is he the right coach? Can he make the coaching decisions? But he's got to coach a better game.
And like you know what else has got to stop? The moral victories. Win games.
Yeah.
We are to that point.
Yeah.
We are definitely to that point. You get a year of that, I think. Especially with the roster. Yeah, especially with the roster they had last year. I think you get a year of that. But
that's why that clock is so important.
That ish is over now.
It's for your self-awareness and also for your mental consciousness. Because not only, like, if we solve, okay, he's the right coach, these are the right guys, we still need the players because we don't have all the players we need.
This one's for you, Spence. Rack says, if we lose this game, then we start to tank for the Heisman winner, J.J. McCarthy.
Yeah. Hey, what's the chances of J.J. being the Lions quarterback next year?
Look at this guy. Look at this guy. Just might as well wait to the end of the
I was going to mess
end
with
of
this
the
guy.
show.
T-Fox, who's going to get blamed for that?
But my
Ain't gonna
question
be
is
you.
he a first rounder? Is he taking him with the first pick? Like 4th overall? Or are we going to wait for that Rams
Would you
pick?
package your 2 picks for J.J. McCartney?
Steve O'Baby says, Neal, when was the last time you said a swear word on the air? Earlier today.
Yeah. He did.
Yeah, I don't just do it for a brand like I do it when it drives the point home. There's a place for cursing. Sometimes that's the adjective you need to drive a point home.
Fuck yeah, there is.
Hey, there you go. Here we go. All right, hold on, everybody. Here we go. Tactile Puma, tank, but also win games. Neal is such a joke. Do you listen? Do you listen when we talk? Do you listen? The second you can't make the playoffs, i.e. if you're 0-2 going to Minnesota, is the second you can't win games anymore. Roll the tanks in the streets. Once you can't make the playoffs, you're penalized for winning. You cannot defeat that argument. We could talk about it analytically. Any way you want to talk about it, you are punished for winning games the second you can't make the playoffs. So
that's true, and the Lions need a quarterback.
And here you go with this. Stephen Baffy. I would not be mad. I'll back it up. Stephen Baffy on our YouTube chat thread. I would not be mad if the Lions draft JJ. Here we go.
Here we go. But you know why they're not going to get JJ? Because he's getting that NIL money. He ain't coming out.
2024 NFL draft. It's coming. It is a coming.
So you got to tank for 2 years to get JJ.
Is that the one that's in Detroit too?
Yes.
Oh my god.
I can hear it now.
Okay, now do you want me to tell you guys about karma? Because why don't we just slowly start getting prepared that that's the way it's going to go.
That would
T-Fox nailed it. We can all blame it on Uncle Terry.
That's like divine intervention.
Who do you want to quarterback the first Lions game next year? JJ or Jared Goff? 2-4-8.
Doughboy Steve. There's your next poll. All right, I promise we'll do this. We'll get Spencer one of those paper bags that they give you on an airplane, like when there's turbulence, and we'll go in. If they lose, mark me. If they lose, should the Lions tank for J.J. McCarthy? The whole show. The whole show. We're doing it. Do you tank for JJ?
Oh, we got to come up with a cute little phrase.
Slogan for it.
Yeah.
We'll think
I'll
of
work
something.
on that over this evening.
You'll get in the
J's
lab.
for JJ.
What is it?
D-Mac saying is J's for JJ.
That's it.
How about
Let's go?
How about B Jive for JJ?
No, that sucks.
No, okay. I'll come up with something.
Brad Van Valkenburg says, Neal, what was your prediction of Michigan versus Ohio State last year? It's Michigan in the points.
Yeah.
100%. Everything lined up for that game. Everything lined up. Do you have something, Spence? Oh, no. Oh, look at that. We're done. Man, so we didn't even get a chance to ask the legends. My bad on that. Come back tomorrow.
We got story time with T-Foss tomorrow?
Story time with T-Foss. We have a special guest in studio, D-Mac, as well.
Yeah, you know what? I noticed that Kevin in Muskegon asked about UCLA. Do the hockey players get paid because my son Griffin coaches there? Well, he'll be in tomorrow, so we can ask him. Himself, we can get some, and you mentioned it too, right? I got some questions for him because isn't a UCLA gymnast make
makes like $3 million or some crazy number like that?
We'll get some West Coast NIL talk going.
Real quick, Terry, in 10 seconds, go blue. Ask T-Foss, how does Neal sound when he's hating on Michigan again? Do you think I hate on Michigan?
Oh, he sounds like this. He's like, "Hey guys, Michigan sucks, and they get all the breaks and everything." You sound like Corey Wood.
That's a good one to ride off on for T-Foss, for D-Mac, Sam Flannel, Spencer Rice. My name is Neal Ruhl. Thanks for tapping in. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Well, see you later.